When a company claims that it wants to connect tradition and modernity, then the audience should yawn like a crocodile after eating a cow. It's the most worn out cliche in the world, and watch lovers should take a very close look when a timepiece is advertised like that. Frederique Constant now has announced 2 new watches for their Classics Premier series, with a mixture of old-fashioned design with some decent specs. But is it convincing? Can it justify a price above the 2K mark? Let's find out. The new Premier is an automatic watch with a case diameter of 38.5 mm, a thickness of 10.7 and a lug width of 20. The watch is equipped with a sapphire crystal, a regular crown, and is waterproof up to 50 meters. Inside is the caliber FC301 with the La Joux-Perret G100. It operates at 28,800 beats per hour and offers a power reserve of 68 hours. The watch comes on a Jubilee type bracelet, and you can choose between 2 dial colors, blue and salmon. The price is indicated with 2,095 euros or 2,395 US dollars. Okay, let's go into detail. The declared goal of the Premier series is to bring back some very traditional forms that have their roots in the early days of watchmaking 200 years ago. So we saw some Roman numerals in the past and a very typical non-loomed set of hands. The new Premiers now will come with Arabic numerals, and that in a very bold fashion. We have an italic font with large curves and generous, well, let's call it brush strokes. This together with 2-minute tracks, a grainy center and an overall generous dial that results in a fine bezel. Again, the set of hands without any loom and taken directly from an old clock, it seems. Frederique Constant has experience and is known for quality in the details, and so all elements here are executed in a flawless way. We have that grainy center dial to let the segment with the numerals pop. The 2 railroad tracks are not sheer decoration, they show a nice and precise connection to the respective hand that comes with the perfect length. The case shows round forms, is high polished, which applies also to the elegant crown. The caseback you see here does not have that regular screw-down functionality, instead it is held in place with only 4 little screws. The announced modernity we find certainly in the Movement G100, which is a pretty modern machine, and with the mentioned power reserve of 68 hours it is more than ready for the job. And then we have the Jubilee type bracelet, of course, with a typical 5 links construction. The center links are high polished, the outer links brushed. But back to the question if this watch can justify the price. Certainly when you see the components and the market segment Frederique Constant is a part of. Also the colors are well chosen, very balanced. My only problem here is the new element, the numerals. The root for the font is actually historic. We've seen similar fonts, for example, on Baltic watches, again with references to the past. But here I have the feeling that Frederique Constant went a bit in direction of the Flintstones. Look at the 12, for example. This is pretty wild stuff, also the 7, but now you could make an excellent argument by saying they have successfully avoided a granddad vibe with that. They added a grotesque element to the watch that makes it, especially with that Jubilee, upright quirky. This is not a shy watch, not created by overly cautious people, and that's an aspect I really respect. So perhaps this watch aims more for individual taste, which leads of course to the question, what do you think about this piece? I'm generally interested in your opinion, so don't hesitate to write a comment about it. Is this a watch for you or not? And that's all for this episode. Thank you very much and see you next Monday to Watch of the Week.